split the screen here because I want to keep watching Tesla. Right now, you're looking at a candle close potentially back on top of 950 TSLA, excuse me. That could reverse. You're going to likely be seeing a retest of that here in just a moment. But that was a fucking crazy play swing into today. We had a little bounce today, and I know some of you played it up, but after the third rotation on the floor, that you didn't bounce. We just completely flushed. Even here, right where we went up, and I talked about this earlier. That 15-minute box, 5-minute box, we went up, double tapped cost basis, lost the floor, and then as you guys saw, you completely flushed. And this is a perfect lesson today on what it means to just be interpreting price action. How do you respond? So for everybody watching right now, you guys ask me all the time, like, how do we know it's not going to reverse? How do you respond? What do you go and touch? There's always going to be a level that you're going to need to grab hold of. And if you can't, if price is not accepted, and then you get pushed back down, that means sellers are in control. That green candle right there tells you everything you need to know. The floor right here that you lost, you bounced back up, you retested it, you completely pushed back down. Sellers are in control. What are you supposed to do at a floor that you didn't bounce and recover something? That's how you know. So, yeah, Tesla has dropped over $100 in the past. Yes, Tesla has melted my face off. Yeah. Right now on Tesla itself, I could see a 255 target to the downside tomorrow. But
Both melted
it's
the face
easy.
off and
Well,
exploded.
dude, honestly, it's don't suckle on the teat too long. Okay? You'll get a tummy ache.
In terms of TSL.
It's
That's
got to be
well,
below 270 on Tesla.
right.
For
What
the
are you
breaker.
saying? Right, exactly where we just bounced. Right now, because again, when you're on the 24-hour level, every level is going to respond. Right now, we're getting that response. You're trying to go and hold cost basis. If you can hold it, maybe get a green candle retest, or this is easy. Like, just calm down. 294, right? 294, you'd likely split that candle in half, 310, maybe 315. I'm not looking. There we go. Yeah, that'd be 315. So as of right now, we just successfully beat the ever living dog shit. I wish I had a little bit more, but I'm still happy with what I got. Out of Tesla to the downside, right? We talked about it. It worked. Um, if you didn't hold, again, that's time. It's time to reflect on what it was that stomped you out, or why you did not get back in. Write that down. Save it for next Sunday, or this Sunday, excuse me. Yeah, it was a finish. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and split screen so we're
Hey,
good
was
to
that
go.
Monday or Sunday that you went over that? Do you remember by any chance?
It had to have been Monday
I
or
can't
Tuesday,
remember.
man. Monday
Monday.
or
Yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah, we talked about it, I think, like a couple times in a row, and I told people I was looking at the punch down, and this is again another textbook example of that punch down. You end up wicking down 24-hour. You don't get to close. You retest. You fill the empty space, wick to wick. Previous rejection, 355, super mechanical, and then the next day you push off of that very same level, lose the floor. Confirmation is basically a candle close at the wick under the floor, and then you had that lower time frame punch back, gap fill, and then the results. Tesla, of course, just came out of another, well, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8 was our another big candle. So still holding true to that pattern after every big move, though, right? So we might have one more. That's why I'm saying don't suckle too long, dude, because you'll get sick. You'll end up catching a fade. Um, so those of you guys feeling FOMO, Tesla doesn't give a shit how you feel. Damn,
Bro,
my
you know
brain.
what's crazy?
Hmm.
It's something that has been sticking with me for a while. That when you talked about it like a while ago, how the chart would tell you what the news is going to be instead of it being the other way around.
Right.
And look what fucking happened with Tesla, bro.
What was the news?
Bro, do you not see what's going on with Twitter?
Yeah.
No, what happened? I haven't
Bro,
looked.
Elon's having a whole meltdown on Twitter on Trump. He just
Love it.
tweeted, there was a bunch of things. One of the bigger tweets was like, oh, Trump was in
The files.
the files. That's why he hasn't released them. Have a nice day. And they're having like a whole, bro, all day he's been tweeting shit about Trump and like, where is this guy? Like, he's not the same person that he used to be, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
And then
Bro,
Trump
he's been in office for like 2
responded.
months.
Yeah, Trump
that's what-
responded like,
I-
"Oh, we're gonna cancel his government contracts." Like all day, it's been they're going
Talk
going
about a
back and
failed
forth.
bromance.
And yeah,
It's so
seriously.
crazy, bro. But the chart literally told us the news today what would happen.
You are 100%
Yeah.
correct. And you look at how even yesterday, right, or even the 2 days prior, you know, think of it like literally you're trying to sell something to somebody, right? You got the floor lower time frame. We could just see that by the 24-hour wick. That same rejection mark at 356. You bring price back. This is your chance, right? Basically, again, it's a distribution of volume. You gap down to cost basis, you go tap the floor, you bounce, you go fill that empty space to the upside. We talked about that when it and how we would respond would determine whether we would close back underneath. We did, right? And think about how defeating that is for anybody who tried to push that up or is holding. Once cost basis is done, what you've essentially done is extracted the volume out of the 50% mark, used it to fill that empty space up above where sellers step back up, push price down. This is, again, defeating for buyers. The next day, you push off of their very same rally mark. This is why I tell you guys and why I'm telling you now, this is where we would likely look back up. Same thing here, right? We're pushing off. It's just in reverse, but we're pushing off of that 346.58, which could be true tomorrow, right? If we hold cost basis, wick, push down, next low. If we're continuing that momentum, right? And he could say something overnight that completely, you know, so I don't know if this is recoverable statements though. He's kind of crashing out pretty hard. It could be a publicity stunt, but here's the thing. This is why, like, again, we can only assume what the fuck is going on, right? Trump could have told Elon to do this shit. But I think at the end of the day, this is why I focus on the chart. Period. End of story. Because if you describe why, it makes sense. Now, I would have expected this to take maybe a little bit longer, you know, given nothing propelling it, but what's underneath us, right? Nothing, except for the 50% mark, which had a lower time frame box, which we saw on the 4-hour and on the hourly. And this, of course, was the next signal short. So, yeah, you know, telling people that you're going to do this to provide a buying opportunity, you know, and those of you guys who are looking to speculate, you know, you got to be on the lower time frame right now. You're not really building a whole lot of structure. You're just bouncing right back up. You'd have to take it over that 278. But anyway, let's try and turn our attention to the ETFs because once again, we are in range, but we do have and did have another projection. And what do we typically point out whenever something is meant to go lower? It tries to go higher first, i.e. Tesla. And we look at how SPY responded to, and again, this is that 600, what's up?
You know, say that's 3 off the top right there too, right?
Just point out, you're exactly correct. This is 3. Right, so this is where we could definitely start to speculate. Sure, have we broken what we need to for sure signal us down? Not quite, right? But there is only really is. I mean, the setup is actually starting to look pretty good. I see a potential move down this floor right here, 584. If it's too fast, you gotta, you know, this is where things can get scary. But if we can flush that level or gap down, I'd actually hope not. I wouldn't want a gap down, but it's 579.22, and maybe right? Because again, we're adhering to the 24-hour and we're seeing the multiple rejections, 3 off the top. Perhaps this is where we go for the break. We start looking for the gap fill. And this can correlate with pretty much every single other ETF except for this one, which is currently still giving us a difficult ass time. It wasn't too bad with the move down today. You know, again, I didn't achieve what I was hoping to. And even here at the end of the day, it has now boxed itself firmly inside of this range here, still leaving a little bit of empty space underneath us to 206.50. And ultimately, this is the stronger level at 206 flat. Hold on one second. Sorry. I have an energetic child. What would Alex do? Anyway, so we have, you know, the signal to potentially go shorter, right? That hasn't triggered yet, even though we're having all these erratic moves down. So my bias isn't fully turned to the downside, right? 3 off the top is pretty convincing, right? And definitely leaves room to speculate. IWM bouncing, you know, trying to recover here at the end of the day. That 208 level could still spring us up and over to 10. And so once again, when you close in range, it makes for a little bit more of a difficult interpretation. It says Alex joins when you said his name. I summoned him. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. If you guys are on TikTok, appreciate you. If you're on Discord, you might have an issue. I don't know. Don't do that. All right. So let's take a look at the Qs. And does anybody have that earnings chart? Quit tapping, Mako. Don't do it. Put your helmet back on. All right. No. Summoned? You don't know? You don't know? Know what? What? Spain and France now? Spain and France are getting heated? Shit. All the players are assembling. All right. So 24-hour here on Qs. Again, this is where we start to look at, well, you were supposed to close above this, and look what they did. Look what they were able to accomplish, and where did you bounce? Ask these questions every day. 522.72, the previous top of that box, so we could be safe in assuming that we would likely drop down to 515 if that is lost, right? And this, of course, is the box. So as of right now, with this rejection, the bounce isn't necessarily extremely convincing, and how we're bouncing is really what is exactly, right? You still have empty space up in this pocket here. If you're going to reverse, you got to keep your foot on the fucking gas pedal, and we know this. So as of right now, right, this could just be just like on Tesla. Remember, it's scary sometimes, just a retest. So a lot of the times when you bounce too fast, you either, if you're moving fast, you got to keep moving fast. And the way that you, like, sometimes, I know that's kind of, you know, tough to interpret, but if you're running up against a 24-hour level and you fucking blow past it, there's likely news, i.e. Tesla, right? So that's what, and this is a prime example of keeping your fucking foot on the gas pedal at levels that really matter. Time to drop the really big bomb. Oh my God, dude!
Bro, he's crashing out.
Oh my God, right? I gotta do, my toes are curling right now. Holy shit, dude! Oh my God! Oh damn, bro! What the? You're on TikTok, you can't see it, but Elon just tweeted time to drop. Well, not just now. It looks like a Queen a couple minutes ago. But anyway, I'm done with that. Elon tweeted that Donald Trump was on the Epstein files. That's why they haven't been made public. I should have said that because TikTok will ban me. All right. Anyway,
And we're gone.
yeah. If you have anything you want me to take a look at, let's quickly move through this. If it's a repeat from this morning and it hasn't done anything, no, please. Today is the 5th and Thursday.
The craziest part is he responded to that same tweet and said, "Mark this post for the future. The truth will come out."
Oh shit. August. They might take him out now. Let's see. AVGO, new highs, 24-hour. I mean, all I can assume is that you continue moving to the upside, but I don't see any reason for it. That's too expensive for me. DocU. I'm just
I think AVGO's got earnings tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the earnings really quickly. I don't know, maybe there's a chance in hell where you go to 388 over 349. But I don't know, man. That kind of looks like it could rip dick a little bit.
On Lulu?
It also has a good, well, I don't know what the contracts look like, but 286 would be the target up, and then like 365 would be my first target down, or past that, and then I think you could go to 390. But you guys got to look at the contracts. I'm going to move through these really quick.
Didn't Lulu just have earnings?
It says after close.
Is it? I don't know. I feel like it was last week. Let me see.
You're just suffering from that thing where time actually passes a lot faster than you think it does.
Yeah, maybe.
Or that thing where trading views wrong all the time.
Yeah, constantly. Not seeing anything attractive. Wolf. That one could see 650. It's been in a really heavy accumulation area. Weekly time frame. He hit that. You'd have to look at those contracts. We could do it's 233 up, and then eventually that thing should go up and hit. Someone go check what Wolf contracts are and how does it move on earnings? Like shit. Not too bad. Again, how did the contract? Not too bad. I don't know. I don't know if that's where the pets go. All right, let's take a look. XYZ. Oops, wrong spot. XYZ. Cost basis did not hit, right? And where you're closing right now is putting you back inside of the box. This one does have a potential to punch down and see 6211. Please pull the rug on Tesla again. Don't be greedy, man. Dude, we got enough out of that motherfucker. 2000 over 2000% on TSLL, or yeah, on TSLL. So anyway, XYZ, and I'm trying to move quickly through this. Has a little channel right here, you know, that expands down pretty well. So there's definitely a chance that you could be looking at a leg down, maybe to 59.91 or maybe 58.82. If you could break both of those levels, I would interpret what's underneath you as a box. Elf. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't see those requests up there. I'll take a look. Listen, same thing, Rebecca. This thing has to go grab that floor. It's struggling to really even get outside of the range that it created. So either it's just building and accumulating after a large move. Today isn't really super convincing, but if the overall market does punch down, Elf could be looking at a punch down underneath it, which is 112. So Kava next week, does it make sense to average down? Not when it just punched down. Yeah, if it just punched down, it bounced off that level, but when it bounced, it really didn't. You definitely left empty space behind you. 30-minute, 15-minute. But it's all going to be determined whether, see, I'm not somebody who's just going to average. If you average down, it has to be off the bounce, off a level, or off a recovery of something, so you have a level above you that you can look at, which is 79.27, or if you're feeling extra nervous, 79.71, and that could start or be a good place to try and average back in. So DocU 24.
Earnings for Lulu is after hours. And what did you want? The 390s?
I said 380s, somewhere in the 380s. I know that's pretty fucking far away. I mean, chances of that happening are fucking incredibly low with the way. I mean, it has a decent setup. I could also say just as strongly that you could get a punch down, right, and see that gap fill at 285 or just 295. But I mean, you're at the top here, so if you blow over it, I would imagine that's, you know, where we could see, and Lulu could be heavily shorted, but that's where we could see 363, which is probably the most logical target. And on some crackhead energy, it's 387, 60. So
The 390s are like 65 cents.
not doing it. Um,
Yo, did they switch up the recipe at Wingstop or something? Start putting cocaine in there?
whoa, don't say that word. Beep.
My bad.
Yeah,
Bro, it's been
Coca-Cola
going.
is really
If
it's
you're
taking
if
over
you're
the market.
yeah, if you're on here, guys, try not to use the actual words. You can use into Windows, but that one right
Bro,
there.
they've been going crazy.
I like the word innuendo.
About to go.
Wingstop has a new flavor. So I've been told. I don't go there often.
Somebody stole my credit card information and got a bunch of food from Wingstop once.
That's pretty good.
Well,
Bad.
that tells you all that you need to know.
This one definitely could go and rip up to 107. I think there's a lot of empty space up there. You know, it's almost like, I mean, the monthly is holding up pretty strong. That one looks actually probably better than most of them. DocuSign. How much is DocuSign? Am I leaving some Teslas? Well, I only have 2 left. So,
Dude, I'm taking some Teslas.
well, 2000% was pretty big. Let's see here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to, I might, depending on how the contracts look. Oh my God. 123. Jesus, okay. All right. God damn it. See, I don't want to tell you guys that I'm doing shit because, but again, if you decide to buy a bunch of fucking shit you shouldn't and it doesn't work and you over leverage,
Full
that's
port.
that's a leverage, that's a fucking lesson for you, not me. I like 115s. I might shoot my shot on those.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where it doesn't look super clean and super clear to me. So I wish all the best, but I'm gonna sit this one out on docu.
Totally fine, man. There's plenty more in your future, potentially.
I did take MDB though, and that one was solid.
Fuck. Fuck. Hold on. One, two. That one might come right back up though. That one's gonna catch you off sides. The 70s.
TSL $12 are like 3 cents for tomorrow.
Are you
Okay.
talking about TPE, Potter?
Yeah, trade desk. You've got a channel here. And this is just motherfucker. I spilled root beer on my desk right before I got on live. So now my mouse is all sticky. Yeah. Okay, so there has to be something down here in front of us. Has to be. There is. Tread lightly. 7066, which appears to be that previous wick and break and floor. So right in that 70-20 area. Yeah, I mean, you filled the gap too. So this is definitely an area that I would be careful if you know, it's one that doesn't even really offer a ton of like room to the upside for a hedge. So Oops.
What
Flagrant.
stock?
TTD. I actually do like it quite a bit for a potential leg down. I mean, it's got a ton of empty space. There's likely maybe even a channel that's going to be built here. What the fuck is this?
I got the 68s for 14 cents earlier.
I mean, you're closing where you need to close. The gap fill is right there. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The contracts aren't that bad. So
Yeah, they're cheap.
Next week's 63s are 18 cents.
how are 76s for a hedge? 76s are cheap enough that you could maybe grab just a few, and then drop those if you break through that lower time frame structure. But this is where you get a clean dump there. So, all right. Trying to move through these quickly, guys. So APLD. I might grab some calls on TSLA, but I tell you what, dude, this dude's crashing out so hard. And now all the volume is leaking back in. You got to find a new one. APLD bouncing off the wick. If it loses the wick, it's pretty straightforward. It's going to come back down to 11.15. So that's going to be best interpreted by, I mean, you don't really have a signal, right? You're bouncing at almost like an imbalance there. The 15-minute seems to have a little box for you here. And so, yeah, that might be something that has to be done intraday, possibly. Doesn't seem like it gaps up too much. So are those overnight? Oh yeah, I guess it does kind of rip over. No, it's intraday. Yeah, so you might have to trade that one intraday and use the box above you if you're trying to go long. DJT down. Oh, this one, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's tough, but I think if you just come to some safe conclusions, like you're stuck below 22.75, what are you currently bouncing at? I don't really see much, but I do see this pretty strong 1850 floor. So if you continue down, that would be the next target to the downside for me. Yep, circle. Yeah, I saw that one.
Yes, chef.
124 if it bounces and rips, but I can't offer anything else. PLTR down. Yeah, actually, hold on a second. Fuck. So you got a dangerous level at 117.33, so that might require that you add more time to that. But yes, I do see that as a potential. We left a lot of empty space, so how, again, that is where if you're gonna keep dumping, you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal. You got the right signs. These are things that I would rather take when they break down. You are closing flat up against 119. You're not really responding super well. You did try to recover the floor up above you and bounce off the floor up above you, but you failed. So if it continues to move down, yeah, I would look here on the hourly, that little box right there. So watch 117.87, 118.69. Those are going to be pretty important levels as well. I think all in all, that's probably your box. Yeah, that looks a little bit more accurate. Regardless, it does have a lot of potential. I think all in all, if you can move through this structure to get down to 97.50. So it's almost signal o'clock. Get out of here.
Spin signal o'clock.
Fuck. What is this? IBIT? That looks like it's gonna take a hefty dumpy. 55.31. A law. bar. Fucking. I mean, that's really hard to argue with. You're closing underneath some really key levels, so I'll call 56, 51. If you can keep pushing, 55. 57.30 might give you a little bounce, but yeah, that's what I would want to see. CRM up. You're still trapped, right? You're being held, and I clearly missed that level, but that's 268.40. You tapped it today. That was the previous cage. This could just be a retest to continue moving down, right? It's really, really tough to call it when you're just you're responding to it by rejecting. So I think at the moment you're gonna have to observe and pay attention to this little fucker. And that's actually a trash box, if I'm being honest with you. It's more of a higher time frame box, I think. Or you could even call it a range. Yeah, I'd say a range. 262. 68 is where you go down. You do have empty space up to go fill 274.32, but again, that's not going to happen unless you can get a candle close outside of 268.60. If you bounced TSLO, you know, that's up to you. I think a lot of people are going to be trying to do the same thing. But again, you have to fight that urge to keep I mean, maybe this thing does give us a 24-hour punch down, and that would ultimately take us to $5. So if you're like watching, that signal is here. If we gap down, then sure, we could go straight to that floor. Again, I'm gonna hold some. Let's see, what are we looking at for 8 days away? I don't know. You'd have to go further, with this type of trajectory. And the way that Elon's crashing out, it's not outside of the fucking question to just aim for 5, and those are cheap enough that it's not. I'm gonna risk a little bit. I fucking 1150s. Hedge. Okay. Yeah, he's crashing out so hard. So I mean, like, yeah, I just grabbed some 5s. Just again, if this continues to flush down, it didn't really respond. 8 days out though. I'm willing to risk it. I made a lot. But I'm not gonna, if this doesn't work out. I did grab 1150s because the top, if we were to bounce and retest, is $12. That would take me in the money. Those were $8. It's cheap enough to diddle it. So coin down. Fuck. Well, missed that one, didn't I? Hopefully it waits for us. That's all I can say about that. So let's look at what's underneath us. Let's go back to the 24-hour. Clearly that's our floor. Let's go look at the 4-hour because we might need to have an emergency. Like, this is where, there you are. 236.32. Watch how you perform there, because you are leaving behind a lot of empty space. Tesla is not the rest of the market. So, be on your toes, everybody. Take your trades, but be on your toes. That was a nice ass rejection at 265. So, I mean, yeah, I could definitely, and you're closing flat or basically red on the floor. Not quite on the floor, but, well, I got my money back for the workshop. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I had to crack a cold one, celebrate, All right, folks. MS looking at calls. We're almost done here. I'm gonna try to take all of your guys' requests. So if you guys are on TikTok, drop some Tap, I don't know, do something. Twerk on your screen. Make it clap? I don't know. 2,000 gallons of diesel spill in the waterfront. Oh, okay. All right. Morgan Stanley is currently in range, right? It has 133 as a target to the upside or need to break to the upside. You've got 2 off the top. And so, I mean, I think it's safe to look at a potential target there. It doesn't offer a great deal of extra detail here. Now that we're in the after hours, I can go ahead and just full screen that. So what would happen if Elon was unaligned? What you would expect? It would be really, it would be jaw dropping. I think who immediately stepped up and how they responded would dictate what happened from there. But we have to remember that where a lot of the reason why Tesla has grown so much is because the social impact, that Elon has on his own stock. He very much is in control. Clearly, we just saw the response to that. I mean, what if he tweets, somebody hacked my phone? He must be pissed, dude. Crashing out. I wonder if this changes minds on Elon or more on Trump. I wonder if this is going to have like a devastating impact.
It's just giving open AI all the business.
Yeah, AVGO is not really, dude. The whole Palantir thing, man. Like, we got to start fucking. Like, I'm about to go protest, dude. Straight up. What the fuck? I was about to make a video on it today. Like, it's just. I don't care if it's for safer streets. I'll become a vigilante before I have the government use AI to fucking know when I'm thinking about.
Scan every piece of information about you.
Yeah. He said something about Israel. Launch pigeon drone. Yeah, he does. Trump does fall out with pretty much everybody who he interacts with. That is lonely at the top, I guess. I think somebody said that his family has accrued somewhere near $3 billion since he's taken office. It's pretty lit. Going up and tapping. Look at it, man.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Hold on.
Pretty lit.
Let's do a little vision quest here. You guys want a vision quest with me?
Take us on your quest.
Let's go, puppy.
How's that look? That look natural. Kind of looks natural, doesn't it? Am I tripping? I wonder. Sometimes I just like to do this for fun. I mean, if this candle gets pulled back underneath there, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 weekly candles in range. Hopefully we're not doing one of these numbers, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I told you they're using companies like PLTR to bypass congressional oversight. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of content on that shit. Fuck. All right. Does anybody on TikTok, anybody have anything else they wanted me to take a look at? Does anybody have do we have Elon's Twitter hooked up to our Discord, Ivy? Can we do that?
Yeah, Chef, I can add him.
Yeah.
I'll do it now.
Thank you. Affirmative.
Yo, did you you took Lulu?
No. Did I? Hold on. I don't think I did. Nope.
I didn't take it, but it just bounced off 290.
Oh my god, I was right. Damn. That probably could have been tasty. Did anybody take it?
Nah, they were too expensive for me too.
Yeah, they were even the 290s were like almost $2 a pop.
Fuck. Yeah, it takes away that risk to reward there. I had a fork. Are you serious? Can I look at D Nut? Wow. I haven't heard that one in a while. Wow. Hold on a second. Oh shit. Damn. Damn, they busted them right in their donut hole. That's intriguing. $4. That's kind of cream filled, dude. You know what I mean? When is the class on Sunday? Will it be in the Discord? It's in the Potterbox Discord.
Big homie Discord.
Is it the big homie Discord? I'm going to set alerts on this one. Might be an equity play, even for some of you smaller accounts. A lot of empty space up there. A lot of accumulation up there. All I can do is really watch those levels, but Elon crash out. I'm sure there was probably a little bit more, but yeah, that's probably one of the main reasons. Did it affect Tesla somehow? No, dude, this is the most exciting shit that's happened in a while with Elon. Run. Tag that one with sparkles. LMT. So Run has been resilient, you know, green candle actually. So this one actually might be one to still keep an eye on, you know, try to focus on what's most recent. But it is bundled up. Might be one to watch tomorrow over 860. Try and get up into that 925 area. I'm eating a poke bowl right now. My bad. Sat out for like 30 minutes. It should be fine. Holy shit. Damn, right off of cost basis too. Hot diggity damn, bro. They got fucking crushed. No shit, I missed that. DocuSign would need to lose 77 to move down. Oh yeah, speaking of IWM, right now, man, I think hold on, right now we have the capability of going up just as much as we have the capability of going down. I'm gonna try to play this motherfucker tomorrow, but I did play a little bit with Tesla, so. Yeah, I don't follow social media either, so I was behind on that. What's doable in New Zealand? What came first, Potter stocks or the glasses? The glasses. Hence the Potter stocks. All right, what else are we looking at? Any other requests? No shit. No. Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate, then forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies contracts. Oh, fucking shit. Holy shit. Did you guys grab those fives?
Oh yeah, baby.
Oh, baby, we might.
I grabbed the I think the 8s for tomorrow and the 5s for next week.
So what
Holy
you're
shit.
saying is Tesla down to 0.
Dude, this is beautiful. Should I clout chase with TikTok videos?
At this point, why not?
Why not? Sorry, TikTok and YouTube. I was starving, dude. I can't believe this, dude. This is absolutely diabolical.
Damn, Avgo.
Still going?
I mean,
It's going down.
Trump has not been able to like keep a relationship with anybody
No,
that's been
man.
close to him. So to not see this coming is kind of crazy. But it's also, who would have saw it coming?
Stellar, Elon is calling for Trump's impeachment. Is this guy bipolar? No, this is a man child, right? Who isn't getting what he wanted out of the sucking up to riding up Elon or Trump's butt. He didn't get what he wanted out of the whole deal. He's whatever government. Yeah, he's getting cut. Yeah, you could say he's like literally throwing a tantrum, but at the same time, is he throwing a tantrum with facts? That is also and could be true. Which
He might have just been setting this whole up from the beginning to just run for 2028.
It's ridiculous.
I really, bro, I don't see him not running in 2028.
Yo,
He's not born here.
who?
Oh,
Elon?
facts, yeah. He
Yeah,
wasn't
that's right.
born here. Never mind then.
And he can back you, Potter.
Yeah, he's not supposed to be able to run, but I think they want to try to repeal that.
I think Potter hit it on the head. Like, dude, I don't think his legacy is going to be EVs or robots. It's going to be the crash and burn of Elon Musk.
Too high. Motherfucking Icarus ass. Too close to the sun. False. This bill was never shown to me once and was passed in the dead of night so fast that almost no one in Congress could even read it.
That's the biggest cop out I've ever heard.
This is wild. Okay, so what are they saying right now? In light of the presidential statement about canceling my government, no. God damn. Oh my God. No way. Elon, brother, what
Read it,
the?
read it, read it. Read it out loud.
In light of the president's statements about the cancellation of government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. It is time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle.
Oh my God, he's such a fucking.
Holy shit. I need like live reports right now. Where's did we get him hooked up, Ivy? Or maybe he's just
You
He just
try
said
to-
he's gonna be decommissioning
Yeah,
his
Chef, I just
Dragon
did.
spaceship.
okay. Amazing, thank you. Take a look. Okay, so he hasn't said anything right now. Is he replying to any post? 4 minutes ago, he just replied. The relationship between Trump and Epstein is well established. Trump flew on Epstein's plane at least 7 times, though it's not clear he ever went to the island. Here's what Trump said about Epstein in 2002. Epstein likes to tell people that he's a loner. He's a man who never touched alcohol or drugs. Yet if you talk to Donald Trump, a different Epstein emerges. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. Trump booms from speakerphone. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. Fucking A. Trump. JD Vance. Wow. Yeah, he's crashing out in replies. He's on his phone right now. Crashing out. Do I think Tesla bounces? Oh man, I'm not really seeing it. I see 260 tomorrow on Tesla if we break the low of day today, which right now you had your bounce, and I mean you have another one coming up, so we'll see. Oh yeah, dude, they're gonna duke it out, bro. It's gonna be fucking lit.
Sunday.
Yo, Alex. God damn, you are a fucking genius. Look at that thumbnail, dude. Look at that fucking thumbnail. If we were in a locker room right now, dude, I'd slap you right on the butt. I don't know if they do that in the Philippines, but yeah, just like that. Yeah. Almost blew my count today, LOL. Don't laugh about
What's-
that. It's not funny.
What's that thing on your forehead? Is it like a bug?
Looks like a fucking mole. Like an Indian.
Oh yeah, you guys didn't know I was Hindi.
It's for the positive energy.
Yeah, the vibes. It's really about the vibes.
Bro, that chain is tough. You gotta get that made.
Think so?
You'd be iced out on the streams every day.
Yeah, that joint tough, bro. You got to get that for sure.
Fuck, man. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. 100% honest with you.
But you could be.
But you should be.
Dude, you got the wrong guy.
Never too late.
I mean, somebody
You
gave
can
it to
wear
me.
you can wear a do-rag, but not a chain.
I don't wear a do-rag. I wore it twice in my life, dude.
Nah, we seen it. We got proof.
Like twice. That shit looked more like a head brace or something. I have my ears pierced, yeah. I did think about getting diamond studs. I swear to God, it was like last week. Saw them at a jewelry spot. How am I doing today? I had a pretty fucking great day. Had a couple losers that were bugging me, but overall it was still pretty good S day. I don't want a full mouth grill, but I wouldn't mind having like my canines gold, you know? I think that'd be kind of tough. With like lightning bolts in them.
So you get grills, but you wouldn't get a chain.
Yeah, dude. Grills are subtle, dude. Chains are like big. I ain't swinging, dude. Fuck that. I'm gonna get robbed here in Savannah. Palantir. What about it? Ooh, still moving down to the downside. Excuse me. What do we got tomorrow? That's the 6th. We've got average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate. Ooh, I wonder if that's gonna be our savior here. Let's look at IWM. Tough. This could get wicked, y'all. This could get wicked. I mean, as of right now, I kind of see the potential to maybe get up and out there. I mean, we should be expecting a break, I think, relatively soon. Let's look at the timelines. Let's see I'm looking here and I'm like, okay, this is a good benchmark. Basically from like the end of May till the 3rd of June. So 3 days. I think we've got that, same thing. But look at this. Remember when we were, do you guys remember where we were here? And I kept saying, I love this over all the other ETFs, and then we played it to the downside. What I said then was true, but what I'm going to say now is even more true. When this fucker breaks, damn.
Cash money.
The only thing that's a little shitty about it is that it just reeks of not having very good targets. And unless this is what I was just going to show you guys, unless you go to the weekly. The weekly shows a very clear, non-negotiable 214, which is going to be my target to the upside. 214 and then technically 221 could be in the cards as well. But this is a super important level. You can see its importance even going across the board. Look, it's big. I think the Qs, out of all of them, though, actually I like the setup the most because, well, SPY's okay, but Qs for me just seem a little bit more intriguing. So I feel like they could give us that move relatively quickly. And this is, man, I don't think people realize how important where we're at is. Like, this is it. And we're rejecting these levels, And so whatever is holding us up, if that's lost, going to the weekly, also inevitable. But at the same time, if those levels above us are broken, Trump has kind of a weird grip on the market. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't hit 540, maybe 550. So, but listen, tomorrow and then going into the weekend, there's a potential there. So bring a bag of flavored Lay's and hot sauce for fried catfish. I love making fried catfish. Like catfish in a cornmeal beer batter though. I don't know if anybody fucks with that, but which is a little different, but ABGO earnings in fantastic, down points. You know what though? If it's down, yeah, that was actually a perfect, absolutely perfect retest. Yeah, it's bitchin'. This is what happened to Elf. You guys remember that? Same thing that happened with Elf. How's Lulu? Still, oh, Jesus, dude. I just got all the fucking symptoms of Pepto-Bismol at all at once. Diarrhea, upset stomach, indigestion. Fuck. Although you guys are right. I don't know why I'm tripping because the contracts were due to. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, don't fret. Docu could still be taken. You could still fuck with Docu. You could look at it like 62.85 target. But I blew most of my account this week. Starbucks. Did you have weeklies on that, LB? Kava. Let's figure it out. Yeah, that one, dude, I didn't put more than I only put $200 on that. Really, really small position for me. But now's the time to regroup because even if you had $100 left in your account, it's not over. Now's the time to focus. So don't lose wind. I have been down worse than that. I've, especially in the beginning, I pulled my account up from $18. So just keep looking forward and keep looking for really, really solid setups. If you don't know what that is this Sunday or any other day, that I'm live, ask me, I've been more opinionated about, telling you guys how I feel about certain setups. So look at Elon's tweet. What did he just say? Trump's tariff will cause a recession in the second half of this year.
And
why can't they fight like adults?
Huh?
Yeah. Book a boxing match.
They fight on Twitter. Elon gets paid.
Yeah, it's true. He's definitely raising engagement right now. Can we look at Kiss NE? Oh man. I don't like how choppy that is on the 24-hour. The weekly looks like it could give you 28.77, but I don't really. This is a good example of, and nothing against you or the setup that you see in front of you, but this is a good example of things that I don't play. That's not clean. That's not clean empty space. That is, and then the results show show you clearly, why. That's why how we target. So you could end up grinding up to 28. KSS. That one's a bit inconclusive, I gotta be honest with you. Coles, you had this giant box. Cost basis was kind of wicked out through after earnings. I mean, you got empty space up there, but I would really focus on 885. That would be my focus. I really want to get your workshop, but just can't swing it at the moment. DM me. Okay, so Elon, this is actually a really good point. If Elon is admitting that he knows that Trump was on the Epstein files, and the Epstein files came out a month and a half ago, doesn't that mean that Elon was giving millions of dollars to a pedophile or a pedophile, whatever? Wild. Yeah, so that's what I see there. Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and call it. We're gonna go ahead and stop the recording. YouTube, peace out.